Yeah, Shadow Worlds. Day 2. This is actually the top 8. We tried to record the top 16, didn't work, never mind. This is the Jargoggle versus Hamburg Atlanteans, the Hamburg Atlanteans team number 1. And I'm not actually sure which of the players. KiP 93 is one. Don't know who the other one is. Waiting on them. We'll have to wait for them to turn up. In the meantime, we can have a look at the decks. So Jargogles, Triad. So bear with. There we go. We've got Olympia, Paladina dell'Antrio and Acacio. This Logos Mars, called the Archons, very quick. Ball control in Dis with an Arise, but not too many creatures. Logos, IG, Help Future Self, Time Traveller, Library Access, Battlefleet Mars, lots of card draw. Board control that one. Let's just check, we're back in yet? No. Okay. Jargogles, Triad deck 2. Let's have a look at that one. Whatever. This again, Mars again, but Shadows rather than Logos. Shadows, we've got TMTP, bunch of steals. Mars has got John Smythe, Squawkers off landing combo with some free Mind Warpers, so you might be able to get that off as well as the Ulix. So nice combo there, Mars, if you can get it to work. And the Dis, of course, is very heavy in control, but some also a couple of dust imps for Fast Amber and Shula. Plus a collar, always like to see a collar. And then the third one from Jargogles, Banfoot Brass, the Devout and Boundless, Logos Sanctum Shadows. Shadows doesn't look terribly impressive. Got 3 urchins and a Fagin, which is nice, but 2 speeches was a bit redundant. Logos, again, lab work, phase shift. Doesn't seem as good as the other Logos, even though, you know, bouncing death quite is the board control. And Sanctum, cleansing wave, doorstep, nice for doorstep. No, I'd let them have that one. Yeah, I'm not sure which of these two I'd let them have. Let's have a think. Possibly the first, I think. Yeah, I'd probably let them have the first. Card draw is great, but doesn't look like there's too much to do with it. Just check. Are we back in a game yet? No. Actually, don't trust that. Reload. Going down looking for Triad. Still waiting. Why does it do that? Don't know what's going on there. Let's quickly go back to looking at the deck. So we just had a look at the Jargogles deck. Hamburg Atlanteans. So let's have a look. Fifu Peeves Poison. We've got some Worlds Collide now rather than Kota. A couple of Exhumes, a couple of Gleeful Mayhems. It's not a bad Dis, I've seen worse, but again, Dis in Worlds Collide is always a bit lackluster to me. Shadows again, lackluster to me in Worlds Collide, and this doesn't look. Looks like, I mean, it looks okay. It looks like a reasonable Shadows one. We've got 3 Ronnies, you know, Scale and Key, Trust No One, but what's Hunter? I can't remember that one. Ward a creature, or move a ward from a creature to another creature. That's not too bad. But yeah, there's no TMTP, which I would have liked to have seen. And the Star Alliance, Ingram's nice. But yeah, it's not a great Star Alliance. It's okay, it's reasonable. So that's that one. Atlantis, Glottish Impelia. So AOA, don't see many of those. What do we got? We've got TMTPs, Throwing Stars, Sack of Coins. These are all nice. That's a reasonable Shadow side over there. Card draw, W Reach, double lab work. Well, Wormhole Igors, very much card draw in there with a bit of control stand does. And yeah, not much about amber control that other than too much to protect, but yeah, at least it's a decent shadows. Last one, Frau to Blaze. So have a look at this one when it turns up. IG library access. That looks like a much faster logos there. Sanctum but it just works. It's got a bit of burst. There's quite a bit of burst potential in there, but it is Sanctum, unfortunately. And decent shadows there. Look, too much to protect. Miasma, Relentless Whispers, the Urchins. Which of those would I kick out? I think I might get rid of the AOA one, to be honest. Might get rid of the AOA one myself. Right, are we in? So Alright, so just wait for them. Just had a look at those decks. You've had my thoughts on them, you've had my opinions. We'll have a look, see how they go. I'm not actually sure how it works as watching on Triad. I don't think you get to see their choices. But yeah, one person was running a full Kota board, and the other was actually running, I think, all three, weren't they? They were doing a Worlds Collide and AOA and called the Archons. Yeah, I'd consider banning the AOA. It's not often you get that choice, is it? Yeah, so I'm already out of my bracket prediction. I'm afraid I did a bit quick bracket prediction for this day 8. And yeah, it sunk in flames pretty much straight from the get-go. The first team to report a victory was the other Hamburg Atlanteans team, who beat the Hong Kong Mavericks Team 2. I'd already said that Hong Kong Team 2 were going to win, and they didn't. So yeah, I was out from the very first report. Never mind. I'd put my money on the Sanctimonious team to win, just on the grounds that they were the ones who last beat us. So, yeah, didn't happen. Okay, looks like we are going to go. I'm going to apologise because I'm very soon going to have to going to be eating my tea, so I'm going to go radio quiet for a bit, and then at 1:30 I have to actually leave the house, but I will leave it recording, and I'll come back and you might hear me again. But yeah, this is mainly we're just going to get a record. So the AOA deck was left. That was the one I was considering getting rid of. And they've opted to go with that first. Interesting decision in Triad. Do you play the weaker of the two decks you've got remaining first, or do you play the stronger? If you play the weaker, you effectively give yourself up to 2 chances to win with it, but then you are relying effectively on your strong deck being the strongest and winning. Or you go the other way around, which kind of means that, you know, if you can't win with your strongest deck on the first one, you are going to have a very tough uphill in the last game potentially. And the other one is the heavy control, the weak this one. So, oh yeah, we can see which one they banned. They banned that one and they banned that one. Which ones were they? Just quickly zip back. So banned the Sanctum one. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they don't like the IG. And what was the other one they did? Was it that one? They banned. Oh no, that's the one they're playing. quick. What are those? Which one they ban? EU Lich Chechin and Limortan. No, it is that one. That's the one they banned. Oh, of course, because it's the double control the weeks on the other side. So off we go. We can, of course, because we've got God rights, we can see both hands. Oh, okay. Didn't like theirs. Didn't. We've got. Yeah. So neither of them particularly enjoyed their starting hands. I must admit, I blinked and I missed it. But yeah, we've got a reasonable Star Alliance board there. Gone with the Mingram first to ward it. That's seems fine if you're then going to go to follow up with another decent Star Alliance. You've got Frame, Kink, and Blaster on it. The Shadows is starting to build up for a later turn. Okay, looking over across. You see, what's the response going to be? Numquid and Zekiel. Send Numquid. Yeah, you could ping the ward off by playing Numquid. Oh no, just going with the mother for more cards. Yeah, and as predicted, back into the Star Alliance turn. Are they going to protect the frame or the Kinkin? Well, it looks like they're going to protect the frame. Didn't have any amber to capture, but thinking for the future. The Kinkin itself, again, not too much use at this point when they don't have any amber. You'll have to excuse the children in the background. Speed Sigil, I guess we can put out an Urchin and reap with it, and then Lights Out. But with the wards, the Lights Out's not going to do a great deal. Okay, so yeah, use the Urchin to take it off Kinkin. And then Lights Out, putting the Blaster into the discard. Yeah, that seems fair. Okay. Right, so back over. Obviously quite a large hand. I want to get rid of as much as possible. Ronnie seems okay. Steal some. We're using the, oh yeah, because of course the speech we can reap with the fidget as it comes in. Hit Fagan, nice hit. And then Vinder, then Ronnie. Yeah, it's quite funny. One of the things I'm finding, this is the first time I've commentated on some other people's game. Of course, you think faster than you speak sometimes, so I'm playing catch up on what they're doing, as my own thought processes go. But yes, I'm afraid it is currently tea time, so I'll leave you in silence whilst they carry on playing. Oops. Right, yes, after one curry I'm now back. So what did I miss? Well, that fidget's still there, stuck around. So yeah, I mean obviously you've probably all seen this, I'm just now looking. Speed to allow the urchin, put them back in hand. Fidget. Yep. Then looks like a big Logos turn. Not a lab work turn, but just a big card manipulation turn. Hock, do up the speed sigil. Phase shift, doorstepped. And that explains the low amber. So playing action, spin metal theory. Oops. Yeah, okay. Starlight turn, yeah. And then came all the Sanctum, Evil Eye, stop them from forging. Soulfield, Gleeful Mayhem, blew some stuff up. Doorstepped. Ronnie, back in. Right. Okay, so still no keys either side. 2 doorsteps are now an effervescent principle. And LostHighway's flipped away from Sanctum to do that. Bouncing Death Quart's going to probably clear the board. Okay, so you only one kill off the bouncing, was that? Oh no, two kills off the bouncing Death Quart, then the bother and the sloppy lab work. Didn't want the speed sigil this time. Set themselves up for a Shadows turn if they need to keep KiP off of check and gain a bit of amber and steal themselves. And we're with KiP, who's now thinking about what they want to do on their turn. No obvious easy answers really here. I think this is basically Shadows won't get them to check, this won't get them to check, so Star Alliance will, but it means probably means putting out spears unprotected. It would have been nice to have been able to ward spears, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen this turn. Oh, they went dis in the end. They've gone dis. Make Sequis fight with the Soulfield. Just have a look what they're going to exhume. Let's have a look what they're going to exhume. Is there anything there that's going to get them? They could exhume the Ronnie. That would put them on check. Anything else instantly useful? Well, they exhume the medic. Okay, so rather than going to check, they want to set themselves up for their next turn. LostHighway pretty much has to go Shadows there in order to clear their hand. Now that Sequis had to fight, wasn't great. But it does mean they're going to need to chain themselves with the miasma, because it's just not worth playing at this point. Poison Wave pings the ward off Kinkin and Medic, damages the board. What it really does is take off the armour on the Sanctums. But yeah, there's no direct way now to actually attack into that Ingram. Urchin, steal a couple, go to check themselves, play out Nexus, and there's no obvious use for Soulfiddle right now, but it's a body on the table. Hold the miasma in case they need it. Yeah, pass. 2-3-2 split, care of mother, not great, but might go Shadow next time if Kiff can get themselves to Key. Kiff decides to go with Star Alliance, and why not? You might be able to protect the spears by sacrificing the Ingram. Kirby will let the Skeleton Key come out. Ingram's blast is probably going to heal if it goes on Ingram, or is it going to go on King Can? There we go, Charlie. Look at the top 3 of the cards of their deck. Utterly irrelevant. They're going to draw them anyway. They have no way to draw into them this turn. So yeah, I guess Kirby's Blaster on Kirby. Not Kirby's Blaster, Ingram's Blaster on Ingram even. He'll Hetrome or Dendrix. Maybe Dendrix so you can get another fight off out of it. Oh no, we are going to put the Blaster on Kinkin. What do we shoot when we reap? Well, I don't know. Shooting an urchin doesn't seem massive value. Reap that, check on 6. Highway gets their first key by the looks of it. So we've actually got a key in this game. Went for the red. Not afraid of any red barons because we know what's in the deck. Yeah, I don't know. The shadow to my asthma, it's you're holding off Key for not particularly good reason when is there anything out? There's no other way to hold them off Key, but it's not strictly necessary right now. Maybe go with the Sanctum, get more cards out of hand so you can actually try and get more. Oh no, they have gone shadows. They want to clear their hand of shadows then. It's a dead spears then, because that silent dagger is going to go on probably either an urchin or a nexus who'll reap and shoot spears. My asthma to hold off Key. They'll put themselves almost on Key themselves. And I guess do something cheeky like Nexus the Kinkin. Make it die if it comes in into something. Yeah, reap with the urchin. Shot spears. Reap with the other urchin. Reap with Nexus. We'll put them on check. Did I get my math wrong? So they started this turn on 7, went to 1, Miasma 2, Silent Dagger 3, Reap with the Urchin 4, with the Urchin 5. No, that is, yeah, that's right. But they didn't want to go to Key, instead they wanted to kill Medic Ingram. Yeah, I'm not sure other than that. I'd have pressed the question by going to Key. Particularly, I suppose I could have Nexus on the Skeleton Key, so the Skeleton Key couldn't be used to ask the question if they had anything in hand to stop me. But Ingram is gone. Ingram is obviously a high value target. Let's just look at that free fates. If it lands, it'll trigger on the Staunch Knight, the Mother, and the Dendrix at the moment. So it's not actually a bad. It's not actually a bad deal. You could run the Dendrix into Sequis first to trigger the ability, and then put them in. We'll go on Star Alliance instead. Kirby will still let us free face if we want. It's either that or possibly the Festering Touch, which wouldn't really damage. No, went with the free fate. As I say, it wouldn't really damage much. It would kill some urchins, but that's about it. So yeah, free fate's gone. Zaps the rest. Light of the Archons on Kirby, I would suggest at this point, because he's now the MVP on the Star of Alliance side. Couple of reaps. I don't think there's IG, is there, in this one? No, so now the doorstep's gone anyway. There's no reason not to just keep reaping. Look at the hand, and again, don't care because you're going to draw all 3. I like the Archons, the Kinkin. Not really sure what that achieves. Kinkin's not going to trigger on anything other than Logos, I suppose. Yeah, it will just trigger on Logos. Not that I think LostHighway is going to go Logos. Might be a Sanctum turn. Gets them to key. Sequus can clear that annoying enrage by getting the ward off Kirby. Oh, they did go Logos. Wow, went Logos with only 2 cards in hand for your library access. Or they're going to hold the library. Effervescent Principle, Sloppy Lab Work, and pass. Wow. Discarded Fate, pass over. Oh, they archived the library access, I guess. Waiting for a flip. So KiP will get their first key. There's not a great deal on the board. Star Alliance would be nice on the board, but doesn't get anything out of hand other than Kirby, who could possibly steal one, or possibly just get the Spike Trap out. Alternatively, Infernus. Infernus looks not unreasonable at this point. So there we go, have a look at the discard. Yeah, taking out the Miasma. And maybe the Sloppy Lab Work. Yeah. Or you go Shadow, and I don't think Shadow achieves too much. You could ward your Kinkin, put Logos again. But no, they went in the Soul Alliance, so Reap with Kirby, Reap with Kinkin, Reap with Ali. Go to 4, look at the top cards. All you really care about now is which is the card you want on top. Can we actually see their deck order? No, we can't. I was going to say, yeah, it's not even showing us what's in the deck. We could probably work it out, but they're going to try and finesse whatever's going to be on top of their deck. And what would you do? Would you do the Festering Touch? No, probably not. Ward creature? LostHighway isn't playing a deck that puts wards on his own, so all it's ever going to do is put a ward on. Maybe ward the Kinkin, just to keep that pressure on if they declare Logos. Instead, they played that up Spike Trap. It's more dangerous to them than it is LostHighway at the moment. It'll ping the ward off Grey and kill Ali, whereas Sequus kind of just laughs and takes most of it on his armour. LostHighway, I mean, surely this is a Sanctum turn right now. Just to get those cards out of hand and possibly draw into some of the Logos. I mean, Speed Sigil seems terrible. So yeah, Sanctum. What do we got? We've got a Numpquid who dewards Kirby. What was it? Destroy an enemy creature. Yeah. So yeah, basically absolutely smacks down the board with the Numpquid and then punches in the face with the Sequus. And is Sequus, sorry, is Protectrix going to get the shoulder armor, or is it going to be Sequus? Gave it to Sequus, thus somewhat wondering why. Who did the Sequus fight? Etram, yeah, so surely it took damage off that unnecessarily, when it could have had the shoulder armor that would have kept it mostly alive. Star Alliance. Yeah. Draw a card off the United Action. Bit late, but nice to have had that last turn. Obviously that's the card they must have put on the top, with Ali hoping that they'd keep their people. You may play cards from any house which you have a card in. Oh, sorry, yeah, it's not draw, it's reaffirm. They cannot use this cards. Okay, that kind of that's a difficult collection because you can just use the entire hand. Sorry, play the entire hand. Infernus, surely? Coming out now. And then gets warded for... Yeah, I don't have a deck with United Action. I don't actually know what it does, as is blatantly obvious. That seems quite powerful. So, yeah, looks like LostHighway is going to lose some cards. Have they got anything better to choose since last time? No, I get Steal the Miasma. And oh, the jumping for the Fade. Okay. Warden Infernus getting hammer, go to 10. Pass over. So yeah, KiP staring at another key. Effervescent Principle's already gone in. What have we got? We've got a phase shift and a lab work. So could library access, draw 3. But I think most of the good stuffs that we'd like to have seen is actually in the discard already. They'd like to have seen the Effervescent Principle. Yeah. Here's the library access turn. Phase shift. Yeah, he drew them a bouncing Death Quark. What? No archive. What was it we just archived? Something I just missed. I think it was one of the Sanctum cards. Okay. Mother. And that is all she wrote. That is not the best library access turn. Drew into a lot of shadows. Anyway, I am due out, so I will leave you watching all this. I'll hopefully be back in time to see the rest of it. Oh, I see my absence. Is it a full game over, or is it just a partial game over? Partial game over. Right, let's go back. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, sorry about that. But I think I'm going to assume LostHighway won that one. LostHighway? Was it LostHighway? No, sorry, KiP. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to look at it when I come back. Yeah, let's have a look at this game. What happened here? Scroll back up. They went with Staunch Knight, Zakiel, and then Reap with the Staunch Knight. What was the... Oh, Eureka. Yeah, Eureka, and then Eureka again. Oh yeah, so let's have a look at this so you haven't seen them. There you go, that's on this side, and that's on that side. So yeah, it was KiP that won. So Eureka, Titan, Librarian, Wild Wormhole, played out Sloppy Lab Work. Not a bad hit at all. Speed Sigil, Poison Wave, played Fagin. Nice, ready Fagin, played the Urchin, stole one. Reap with Fagin, put the Urchin back in hand, played it again, stole another one. Nice. Lash, Binding Irons, Altana of a Chain, Speed Sigil makes Altana ready, Reap with Altana, Misery Exploit, Gain Worn, Call the Week, and Call the Week. And then into Phase Shift, Cleansing Wave, Heal 2 for 2 Amber, Speed Sigil for Ready Mother, play the balancing, killed a bunch of stuff. Lab Work. Yeah. 7. Cost is 6. Urchin again. Speed Sigil readied it. Miasma to stop the skeezer. Placed Urchin. LostHighway declared check. Lash again to increase cost by 3. Banish. Put the Staunch Knight away. Spider. Speed Sigil got a ready spider, which then killed the mother. Right. Sequis. Speed Sigil ready. Sequis, of course. Doorstep to put them both down to 5. What they were coming in on this? 7 and 6. Yeah, I thought they're both checkish. Numquid, kill the spider, Protectorate, Shoulder Knight. Okay. Miasma. So, LostHighway doesn't get Selwyn. Speed Sigil Selwyn is ready. Reap. Kill the Igor. Sack of coins. What was that one? Deals with each really pull. Yeah, so don't think there was anything to hit at that point. So 9 plays 7. Shadows, Lights Out. Put the Selwyn and the Titan Librarian back in hand. Play out second Speed Sigil. TMCP. Ooh, nice. Gain 1, steal 3. Play Selwyn. Played with the Gamgee. Played out the board. We're getting close, I think, now to where we are now. Looks like someone else came in just before us, probably one of our teammates. Library access turn, effervescent principle, sloppy lab work, another mother, ready mother, play lab work, again, play an experimental theory on redlock, no archaeologist, use mother to fight, kill, Selwyn the fence, Gamgee reaped, played first for investors gaining an amber, declare check. And we are there now where we are now. So we're right in. So yeah, so LostHighway's up against the wall here. Needs to keep KiP off. And doesn't look like they can. KiP forges and wins. Or did we miss something there? Oh, coin cost is 9. Geska's Nexus reaped to use the lash. Whew. Yeah, that's just kept LostHighway in. Of course, all KiP needs to do is either get to 9 or just, yeah, not lose any more amber. Looking at LostHighway, they're only out at the moment. They've got a handful. Just have a look. We've got a handful. Oh, effervescent principle. Oh, that's a desperation play. But yeah, they're still in it. They're still in it. Just so KiP goes Logos. What are they going to do? Igor to dig for some answers. The staunch, sorry, standardised testing is going to kill the urchin and the staunch knight at the moment. Might play the librarian out first, then the Igor, obviously, so you can turn the librarian on. Oh, they went for Igor first. Okay. Got themselves a lab work, achieves much the same as the Titan librarian, probably. Yeah. Archive the Scullion, get it out of the way. You're not going to want to play that anytime soon. Librarian, standardised testing. Yep, clear's done. Librarian. On 8. So, yeah. LostHighway, battling to stay in this. Did you go Shadows? Reap with Nexus, put yourself on check, make them cost 9. You're pushing that the turns out because you can keep effervescent principling to keep yourself in as long as you can redraw your hand. What was that one? Yeah, effervescent principle, 2 phase shifts, and a scrambler storm. Or do you go for it now? Archive something in the discard pile. Possibly. I think you possibly. Yeah. I think you go the Logos. I think you do the Logos because what you want to do is you want to use the effervescent principle, put KiP on 4 and you on 3. Then Novu Archaeologist to archive it across so that you can do it. Can we see their archives? No. Oh, we can. Random Sanctum rubbish. Yeah. To move it across into your archive for the turn after in case KiP gets to check again. And then you double phase shift, get out the Sanctum out your hand and Scrambler Storm them. You won't have gone to check yourself. They've gone Sanctum. Okay. How are you? Oh, you could reap. I suppose if you throw Remiel first, you can reap with the Nexus. To use the lash and shoot Redlock, I suppose I'd go for. So yeah, you're emptying your hand of all that Sanctum, and you're keeping them off by. Oh, they've gone. Yeah, because KiP can't get back. He's only got a Ronnie. Yeah, no. Kudos to LostHighway. I hadn't seen the Remiel in the archives. Once you've got that Remiel in the archives, that does seem to become the better play to get yourself over the line at the same time as knocking KiP off. I think we're done unless is there anything Logos. I mean, wild wormhole into. Oh, that's unfortunate. But the Marsma was the next card down. But yeah, that's it. Can't hold them off. Right. Okay, so I think that means we're going to have a game 3. Scroll down. KiP and LostHighway. Watch. Why is it not? Let me watch. There we go. No. So you can see LostHighway's won the flip, and they're currently deciding. Just make sure I'm still recording. Yeah, they're currently still deciding which way round they want to do in terms of mulligans. So this is LostHighway's new deck. It's the mad card draw with the discs arise into not very many creatures. 2 pit demons is unfortunate, there's no Drumble. If there's a Drumble, arise becomes massive. But they looks like they kept their hand. Both players kept their hands. And LostHighway wanted to get that succubus out, which seems fine. Eureka, lab work. Archive, free straight off the bat. What was it? Cobalt Furtive Autonos, yeah. They went Mars. Okay, yeah, that looks like they're building to a decent library access turn. Yeah, that's nice. That is a nice library access turn because you're going to effectively get a ton off the help from future self because you're going to get the time traveller. Gateway may come into play later. Meanwhile, on the other side, we're on 4 amber already. Cost, of course, is 7 because of the grabber jammer. They've gone. Well, they got. Oh, they went Dis to take archive. Autono's bindings. Was you got nothing on the table? I suspect I would cull the grabber jammer, or they banish the grabber jammer. They're going to cull the succubus. Yeah. Yeah, I might have done it the other way around, but yeah, Tunk was always going to be the one you're going to leave there. Misery Exploit gets basically played for no effect. Refill hand. That's not looking like a great hand there for KiP, but they have gone to check. So, are we going to see the Logos turn? Surely we see a Logos turn now. Dis just does nothing. Mars doesn't do a great deal either. That's Gabos, is it? Oh, it's a Rise, so you've got the Rise. Yeah, no. Surely you go Logos. Yeah, library access. Why did they take the grabber jammer? I suppose if they phase shift, if they get a phase shift, they can phase shift that out, and it's better than the gateway or the. So what they did, they wild wormholed into audible bombardment, gained them an amber, but didn't. Not a lot, because there's nothing there they want to shoot. Also drew them 2 other Mars cards. That was just not great off that wormhole. Interdimensional graft. See, I would have done the help from future self first, because I might want to pile onto that IG. I mean, it's only going to steal 1 at this point, but I suppose 1 amber is 1 amber, isn't it? Draw a load, and then just cry. What a terrible library access turn that was. I think other than the IG, they didn't draw a single Logos. Oh, they drew a Fogify, a pointless Fogify. Yeah, that seems very unlucky to draw just that quick cheeky reap with the Tunk off the pheromones, pass over. So KiP will get their key, and they'll pass 1 amber over to LostHighway. Yeah, maybe Shadows. Further investors, he's going to get he's going to get you nothing because they haven't got a key. Still, it's an amber. Miasma, prevent the turn. Throwing stars. Maybe get yourself into something that can actually really seriously deny that key. Otherwise, I suppose you could go log off standardised testing to kill the time traveller and Tunk and drop out your Igor. I guess that's what KiP's going to do. It does seem to me though that you're now just going to be chaining yourself with that miasma whilst you wait for the. See, there you go. If you'd have miasmed, you could have miasmed into the TMTP, but instead you've now got both a miasma and a TMTP. They're going to sat there doing not a lot. Okay, sure, LostHighway's got a huge hand, but they're not actually going to be able to get to check. They're going to dump all this Mars. That's a squawker, isn't it? So 1, 2. Well, they might just get to check, but we're not going to get over check. Yeah, soft landing the Zizix. What have we got there? Pit Demon, that can get archived. I think that's the only creature though. There's no point squawkering Zizix, you may as well squawker either of them really. It's all going to do exactly the same. Slap a biomatrix back up when you're on 7. Okay, so they have got to 7. I still think the miasma into the TMTP would have been better, but obviously they've got no way of knowing their next card was TMTP. So yeah, 1 key each, but still LostHighway's got the advantage. Miasma. They can try and sucker them into an even bigger TMTP maybe. Get out their own cards. So they're doing sack of coins in for 4. It's almost enough to kill the grabber jammer, which then plays into the throwing stars. 4 and amber. And pinging the Zizix. I'd ping my own Igor actually. Just in case I need to do it again. Right, now it's with LostHighway. Is he going to fall for it? Is he going to pile on the amber into that TMTP? It's difficult, isn't it? Because you want to get the cards out of your hand, but they're not going to do anything at this point. What are you going to do? You can't hand up Dis. Nothing to Poltergeist. A Rising doesn't seem great when I think there's only a succubus that's going to come in from. It's not even a succubus because it's. Where's the succubus gone? Oh, it's after the Help and Future Self. So what are you going to do? A Rise, a Time Traveller, or a Tongue? Oh, that seems terrible. As bad as it is, it's just to just discard the cards out of your hand that aren't doing anything. But yeah, I think you've got to be wary if you're going. I would certainly be very wary at this point, standing on 7, of going even further into a deck I know has got TMTP. Discard the hand Dis, play out the Pit Demon. Mind. Oh, it's a fear. Do I want to fear the Igor? Probably not. Discard Gateway. Yeah. I think in this matchup you've probably got the better board state. And you haven't really seen the Dis creatures to arise out. Discard the fear. Yeah. Discarded a Rise. Yeah, I suppose you've not seen the Dis creatures, it doesn't really do anything, it's just chaining yourself. Pass over with check. What would you do? TMTP and then life for an eye to sacrifice Igor, shoot the Pit Demon. You haven't denied them check, but I'm not sure you're going to get any better. Off your Igor. Oh, they went for the Eureka Igor play. Well, they got lucky that it didn't archive the Igor. Out comes the Igor. Is there anything in Logos that's really going to help you out at this point? Not really. So you got a Lash. I can't see Dis being something you want to play soon, unless no. So LostHighway goes to his second key. Kiff's on check for theirs, and they've been hit with the IG. Yeah. And then Foggified. Pass. They get their key, but now LostHighway set up for theirs. Is there a lucky riff off the top with a wild wormhole? No. All it got was Labworm. I think the decisive play of them was the missing of the miasma into TMTP. They didn't know it was going to be there. It would have been a gamble, but it would have been a gamble I would have taken. So there you go. That is the end of that. That is 2 games to LostHighway. The second 2 to LostHighway. So last 2 to LostHighway. The first one went to KiP. I don't know how the other team members for each of them has done, but I guess you can watch some of the other streams or some of the other recordings, and you might, by the time I've got this up, you probably know. But yeah, so there you go. That was the Shadow Worlds. That's been my commentary on the Shadows Worlds. It was fun. I had fun. I hope everyone else who's been playing is having fun.